Okay, hello. I think I'm live. Yes. Hello, everyone. And Facebook, I am live. Let me just go live in YouTube. Starting that off so that I'm live in both places. Okay, I am live. Hello, everyone. Oh no, oh dear, it's telling me that my connection is unstable. I totally don't like that when it tells me that my connection is unstable. Oh gosh, let me just quick look here. So, hi everyone. It looks like I'm okay. Hi everyone, Liz here. Thank you so much for joining me for this live stream. I'm going to be talking about my 7-day grounded foundational series. It's called Foundation First. Okay, I'm going to be talking about that. The last couple live streams I've been talking about that. So we're going to just dive into this. And yes, I always like to do a little bit of housekeeping here, but okay. If you're joining live, please say hello. I would love to see you say hello in the comments. What you doing? Where are you watching from? That's what I would like to know. I have the live chat on. So awesome. Thank you so much for joining me. I am Liz Philippone. I help people stay strong, confident, and independent by combining evidence-based training with mindful movement and nervous system support. I'm a multi-certified fitness and yoga professional. I specialize in strength, mobility, and corrective exercise for midlife to older adults. And my approach focuses on building resilience, not perfection, so clients can move better, reduce pain, and continue doing what they love to do for years and years to come, right? And I want that for myself. So let me know in the chat if you want that too. If you're watching the replay, do you want that too, right? Who does not want that? Who does not want that? So, okay, I'm good to go. I'm gonna dive right in. Gonna get my notes. Okay, so thanks again. If you are in my private Facebook group, Mindfully Fit for Life, or you get my newsletter, you can always sign up for my newsletter via YouTube, as well as in my Facebook group. But when you go to my main page on YouTube, there is a link to sign up for my newsletter. And I just wanted to say thank you so much to all of you who replied with an answer, who commented with an answer to my poll in there. And would you like to know what I asked? Let's see. This was my question to everybody. And I would just like to want to just see, like, what feels true to you right now? So the choices were, I want better balance, I want more energy, I want less stiffness or discomfort, I want confidence in daily movement. Number 5 is, I'm not sure, I just know something's off. So that was my poll question that I gave everybody. And I loved seeing the comments. I just loved that everybody shared that. It just makes me happy, and it makes me get a better idea on what I'm putting out there to you and what I offer in my programming. So here we go. So we can always say we want to feel more steady, right? That was like one of the big ones. But that can mean a lot of different things, okay? So let me know in the comments, what does steady mean to you? What do you think of when you hear the word steady? I want to feel more steady or stable in my movement, in general. Okay, so let me know in the comments if you're watching live or the replay. And I will check back to see if anybody answers that. So I'm going to unpack a little bit what steady really means and how to build more steadiness, right? But like I said, it means a lot of different things to people. It could mean different for everybody. So what are those things I said? Better balance, more energy, less stiffness, discomfort, more confidence, something feels off. To me, steady feels more confident, more strong. I think of strong, but like with balance, it's not really a strength issue. It actually goes hand in hand with posture. I mean, right off the bat, and that's something that we cover in the Foundation First series, is posture, right? And then you have foot stability, and of course your nervous system. Those are all really three big things when it comes to balance. Your posture, your feet, you know, all our nerve endings are in our feet. So if we have foot issues or have had foot injuries, as we get older, we might develop some foot stuff, right? That's going to affect our balance, 100%. And of course, our nervous system too. If we're stressed out or if we're tired, if we're dehydrated, things like that, that all affect the body's systems, including the nervous system. That's going to throw us off as well. So just thinking about that a little bit with balance. But balance is trainable. You can train to have better balance. You have to work at it, right? And then we go into energy, right? When you're not properly aligned, let's just say, right? We're not all going to be perfect with our posture, but we can be better, right? So with that, if we're not aligned or we're slumped over, we're going to have no energy, right? Just do that right now. Just slump your shoulders. We're not going to have energy. If we're like this most of the time and we don't have, and our spines are off, our heads are off, that's not going to feel good. It takes more energy, right? We think being more poised and better posture, yeah, that takes energy too, but we're actually going to be wasting more energy if we are in poor alignment. Sometimes there's muscles in our body that are overworked, overactive. Why is that? Maybe they're compensating for something else that's going on in your body, a shoulder thing, a hip thing, a knee thing, right? We forget about compensation. That takes a lot of energy for the body to maintain. When something is off, the body reacts saying, okay, there's something wrong over there. I need to pick up the slack. That's a lot of energy. And so what happens, that area starts to tighten, and then it's tiring, right? Because we are pretty much compensating the whole time, right? We're compensating in some shape or form of years of different postural habits. But when we can gain stability, right? When we can work and stretch and release different things in the body, bring more self-awareness to those areas, our energy does shift. I hope that makes sense. Let me know if that makes sense. And then with the stiffness, right? I'm going to get into this program in a moment, but I'm just going over these questions because it really does address all these things. Is the stiffness, the discomfort, right? When we're stiff, we feel uncomfortable. This is tension. Sure, of course, obviously, Liz, it's tension, but it's almost more like protective tension. Does that make sense? It's more like the body's guarding because of an old injury, because of a surgery we had and there's scar tissue, right? Or we're afraid we're going to get injured again, right? So we baby an area and we might not do anything to that area ever again because we are afraid of opening that can of worms again, right? I'm with you on that. I've had my share of hip and low back stuff, and it is in the back of my mind when I do things. I feel something and I'm like, my body goes right into that protective mode. Why wouldn't you be stiff if your body's in this protective tension, this guarding all the time? And that's very much linked to nervous system. Our nervous systems are jacked, especially this day and age, these crazy times of the world. We are jacked up most of the time, stressed out, hyperactive, distracted. Okay, that's going to affect our bodies. That's going to affect our mobility. Okay. I already talked about compensation patterns. Okay. You injure one side, the other side compensates. When that side heals up, then this side's like, hey, I did all that work. Can you help me now? So compensation patterns. And then with confidence, right? With confidence, how does confidence come into this? Right? I mean, that's a pretty simple question, right? If we're more steady, more balanced, why wouldn't we be more confident? Confidence comes from control, right? When we can start to control, have some control, right? Starts with self-awareness. If we can have some control over what's happening in our body, because we do have some of it. We do have some control to support the body through whatever's going on, so that we can relax, so that we can feel better, we can feel good, feel stronger. So then that confidence comes right into it, because once we start feeling better, and this is what my clients tell me when they go through my program, my bigger program, they do feel more confident, because then they're like, oh yeah, like I'm feeling more looser, I'm feeling more strong when I walk, when I do certain things, when I work out, right? They start to feel more confident because now they have more control. Control comes from foundation as well. So thinking of that, when we have control, right? We need a steady foundation. Hence, this is why I created this little mini online series, because it draws from my bigger programs. It's like the basics, right? And we don't just do them once and then carry on. It's something that you have to refine and revisit every once in a while. In fact, I did that this morning. I revisited these foundational elements because I did feel unsteady. I felt stiff in my body, and I knew if I did these foundational things, this, a little routine with foundational movements, I knew I was going to feel better, and I did, and I do. Just because I reinforced all of that. Happens all the time. So it's something to think about. Control comes from your foundation. Posture and transitions matter. Your posture when you transition to one movement, to the next, it all matters at the end of the day. Let me know if this makes sense. If this is clear to you, let me know if you have questions in the comments. And remember, I always check comments. I always go back when people watch the replay. Okay, and then the last quick thing I'm going to talk about is, that response, something feels off. I'm going to tell you, most people, when they answered my poll, they basically were like 1 through 3, so I can feel number 4, meaning I struggle with the balance, the energy, the stiffness and discomfort. I know if I address those 3 things, I will feel more confident. So there was a lot of that. People were just choosing all of the above. But when something feels off, right? Body awareness, I said this, is the first step. It is the first step. Just being aware of what is feeling off. What is it? Write it down. Tell somebody. Tell a practitioner, a different, health practitioner. I would ask a bunch of different health practitioners, not just your main doctor. Maybe you go to a massage therapist. Maybe you go to a chiropractor. Maybe you are in physical therapy. Maybe you tell somebody like a friend or a coworker or a colleague or family member who is familiar, whatever. You talk about it. Something feels off in my body. What is it? What is the awareness that you're feeling right now? Right? And we tend to disconnect, and that's common, right? Something feels off, we can tend to disconnect. Why is that? Let me know in the comments. Why do we disconnect? Because it doesn't feel good. We might have to go deeper. It's a lot of work. I'm scared. I'm nervous. I don't want to know what it is that's off, right? All these different uncomfortable feelings come up. But when you work with your foundation, and when you do in my 7-day series, that restores your awareness. It restores everything, right? So it's like different symptoms, same root problem, support, right? We forget about what the foundation means. So it's not six-pack abs. It's not being extremely flexible, naturally flexible. That's not it. It's not about hard workouts either, right? It is about alignment, your posture, your stability, your balance, body awareness. Maybe you do that with breath work, nervous system regulation. We do that as well in the Foundation First series. Nervous system regulation. Oh my gosh. I could unpack that in a whole live stream. Let me know if you want to hear more about that, because it is so important. So important. All right, I'm just checking different things here to make sure my signal's okay, right? I got that thing about my signal being unstable. Okay, so foundation, again, let me just reiterate this. It's not six-pack abs. It's not extreme flexibility. It's not doing hard workouts, like strenuous, intense, loading up with weights, all that stuff. That's not what foundation is about, okay? Really coming into awareness of your posture, doing different stability, balance exercises, and just being overall aware of your body and regulating your nervous system. I know it sounds like a lot, but they all go hand in hand. Okay, so any questions so far? Just taking a brief pause, even if you're watching the recording. And I'm gonna get into the 7-day series, Foundation First series. It's online. And it's basically things that I'm drawing from my main 12-week transformational program, Power Up Your Strength. In my Power Up Your Strength program, we don't just dive in doing like squats, deadlifts, push-ups. Like, we don't do all that. That's not what we do right out of the gate. We start foundational. We build that first. Then we do all the other stuff, depending on your needs and your goals. So with the foundational series, these are short but focused daily sessions. Okay, and they're mostly movement. There is one where we do breath work. That's where the nervous system regulation comes in, right? I'm just sort of unpacking this a little bit, but it's short, focused sessions, really short. and I mean like 5 minutes, sometimes 2 minutes, sometimes maybe 10 minutes. I have like a longer session in there too to kind of integrate things. But we basically start from the ground up. Feet, hips, shoulders, neck, right? Transitions, right? With movement, transitions. It's all very gentle, but it's so effective. I'm not saying it's going to be easy stuff. It's going to be challenging. Some of it might be challenging. Some of it might not be. You might know some of it, but it's gentle and effective. And it supports those who are already working out, right? Maybe you're already working out and things are starting to feel off and you're not really getting answers from whoever you're working with. You take group classes, you know, things are starting to feel off a little bit, or maybe you're getting hurt in a class. Sometimes that people come to me, they're like, I get hurt in a class, I don't know what's going on. It all comes back to the foundation. Like, we need to reinforce that foundation again. Or maybe you're restarting, maybe you're starting from scratch. You've never worked out before, done formal, you know, actual workouts or group fitness or something like that, or it's just been years and you're restarting. That's really good. This is for you. Okay? So whether you chose balance, energy, confidence, right, in that poll I shared earlier, this series builds the base that supports all of it. That all goes hand in hand. All right. So who is this for? This is really for, you know, I'm sort of targeting 45 plus age adults, active, right? Whether you're active that you know, you can do pretty much your usual routine, you know, like your activities of daily living, right? That term. So you can dress yourself, you can go up and down the stairs, you can do the laundry, you can walk, you can stair climb, you can lift things, right? I mean, per se. Okay, so that's really what this program is, who this program is for. People who work at desks. Oh my gosh, you sit a lot in front of a computer, or maybe you do another activity. I have some students and clients who like to crochet, right? So what's that, right? Sometimes there's this like hunching, right? Desk workers, people who sit, people returning after a break from exercise, right? They had surgery, they had an injury. Obviously, as a trainer, I always tell people, did your doctor clear you of this? Are you limited in things now that you're starting back to exercise? Are you limited for a little bit on things? Always check with your doctor for that stuff. And I always ask people that question when I work with them. Like, okay, you just had this, you're coming off this, you're getting out of rehab, okay. What can you do? What are you not advised to do? Okay, but you're returning after a break. This is a really good way to start. Like I said before, those who exercise already, but you're feeling off. Things are just not feeling the way they used to feel in your workouts. And then really anyone else that wants to just move smarter. Yeah, who doesn't want to move smarter? I do. Okay. So, if you're ready to stop guessing and start building support from the ground up, this series is for you. So I would love people to join this. I'm going to start it March 2nd, right at the beginning of March. 7 days. Can't kill you, right? They're not very long. They're not very long workouts, yeah? How do you join? Okay, if you're like, I'm ready, I'm going to do this. Okay, how do you join? I will send you a link. I will post the link in the description of this video on YouTube, as well as in the comments of my Facebook group. right? This program is only $49. 49 bucks, 7 days, but you're gonna have access for 21 days from the purchase date. So from March, whether you purchase it on March 2nd or you purchase it today, you're gonna have 21 days. So you're gonna have plenty of time to do this. I may extend that though. I may extend it to like 30 days or something like that, because I want you guys to repeat it if you want. Because what is the best thing about repetition? Practice. You just get better, you get stronger, and just, yeah, you get more excited because you're like, oh my gosh, my body's got this. So yeah, I'm probably gonna switch it to like 30 days from the purchase, but right now I have it clocked at 21 days. So you're gonna get a good amount of time to go back, revisit it, okay? But this is what you're going to expect. So once you sign up, you are going to get an invite from me to the Trainerize app. This is an app, separate app from social media, on your phone, on your tablet. Okay, you're going to get an email. It's going to instruct you to download the app. It's going to instruct you to just do a quick setup, things like that. And that's where all the videos live. All the videos, all 7 videos there. You're going to be added to a group chat, and the group chat is for accountability and to connect with other participants and, of course, me. That group chat is crucial because when you finish one of the videos and you hit complete, that you did that video, it populates into the group chat that so-and-so just completed day 1 or day 5. All right? And that not only holds you accountable, but it motivates other people to keep going with it as well. I do this group chat in my other programs, and I use Trainerize as well for my Power Up Your Strength. So there's that, and then of course private messaging to me. If you need support with the videos or even with the app itself, you can message me privately through the app. So that's the gist of it. That's 49 bucks for the 7-day program, and you're going to have access for a time after that, and then you will not have access after that. So that is the gist of that. Again, if you have any questions, please post in the comments. You can also message me if you know how to message me on Facebook. It's pretty easy. I know on YouTube it gets a little like there's really no messaging system on YouTube. So you can always go to my YouTube page, connect with me through my my email newsletter, and go from there. But I am going to post the link in the comments of my Facebook group and in the description of this YouTube video. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks, everyone.